A Maple Bluff neighborhood is fighting for its right to use a pier. Why it's such controversy in this community. And the Packers extend their winning streak to 2. Highlights and reaction from today's showdown with the Eagles. Plus, a popular lights display in our area is vandalized again. Why the county sheriff says the damage upsets him.
This is News 3 Now at 10.
Families have counted on a path to get them to Lake Mendota for a century, even though they don't live on the shoreline itself. That path is still open, but the pier about 100 families enjoyed is gone and might never come back. Gabriela Becerra explains what the new property owner wants to clear up.
Lake Mendota offers Chris and Trish Kane a nearby place to make memories.
Yeah, sitting on the pier, which is what we use it for. We would use it for fishing.
Yeah, I love to fish with my nephew. I mean, it's just good fun.
The Keynes' Maple Bluff home isn't actually on the water. They walk 2 minutes through what's called Outlaw D to get to the pier.
Wow, like this is a wonderful thing to have because we're not living on the lake.
But in 2018, Outlaw D went into foreclosure. Robert Dunn bought it and asked families who used the pier to remove their belongings. Dunn's attorney says he never got a response, so Dunn removed part of the pier, and Maple Bluff got rid of the rest.
And that's when we had offered to sit down with them, just neighbor to neighbor. And then, yes, of course, when he filed the suit against us, we
had no choice but to defend ourselves.
Right.
Dunn tells me via email his intention is to uphold the right-of-way interests, but wants a clear and absolute definition of these rights recorded with the County Registrar of Deeds. So the question is, should homeowners who have access to this right-of-way be allowed to place a pier and other belongings on the edge of its property, or does that right belong to the landowner?
Since we have a rocky shore here, it's always been interpreted as the right to have a pier.
But Dunn says otherwise, arguing right-of-way doesn't give people the right to use the shoreline the way a property owner can. The Keynes hope they can keep their path to the lake without having to go through court, a memory they argue no one wants to make.
This is a small community. We're neighbors at the end of the day.
Right.
And the fact that we got, dragged into a lawsuit, we still think is sort of perplexing when it didn't need to happen.
In Maple Bluff, Gabriela Becerra, News 3 Now.
Regardless of what happens with the lawsuit, the right-of-way will remain no matter who the owner is. The suit will simply settle the matter of the pier. Let's get a look at your first warned weather. Still pretty mild for a December night, Dana.
It really is. The temperatures today above average yet again. And as we look ahead through the next several days, we're going to continue on with a bit of a mild stretch, enjoying sunny skies in the afternoon and highs close to 40. Right now, it's not too chilly outside. We started the day off in the mid-20s. We did have a few flurries passing through earlier this evening. Temperatures overnight only dropping to the upper 20s as we do have a mostly cloudy sky overhead. Now, for the start of the week, it stays nice and dry outside, but our next system starts to approach on Friday, bringing the chance for some measurable rain and snowfall heading into the weekend. We'll take a closer look at that timing in just a few minutes, Amanda.
All right, thank you, Dana. The Packers maintained their 3-game lead in the NFC North with a win over the Eagles today. Sports director Zach Hanley joins us now to recap the game.
Scheduled this morning, you saw the Eagles, the Lions, the Panthers, the Titans, and the Bears. Just one of those teams is a record over 500, so Green Bay should be on a roll when they start the playoffs, right? Well, first things first, 3-win Philadelphia. Eagles actually led 3-0, but the Pack got it going in the second. Aaron Rodgers throws one up to Davante Adams. He comes down with it. Adams caught 2 touchdowns. Rodgers threw for 3. More on his milestone later in sports. Fourth quarter now, Packers up 7, trying to ice the game. Aaron Jones says, how about this 77-yard run to the house? He rushed for a $130. Green Bay's 9-3 with a 30-16 win.
The thing I loved about our team is when it did get a little bit rough for us, there was no panic. There was nobody blinked, and we stuck together, and we were able to finish the game. We are so focused 1 week at a time and just giving great energy and effort, and I think that's been getting better and better throughout the week in practice and our preparation, and I think it translates to the field.
Now, Davante Adams made sure whoever caught the 3rd touchdown pass from Rodgers didn't throw the ball in the stands to celebrate. I'll explain why.
Thank you so much, Zach. The Beaver Dam Rotary Club is continuing to welcome people to its light display despite experiencing vandalism for the second year in a row. Last year, vandals drove a stolen golf cart through a display. This year, 2 kids were identified vandalizing the display's gingerbread house on Wednesday. Dodge County Sheriff Dale Schmidt, also the chair of the Rotary Lights Committee, says he's upset anyone would try to break the display.
It's disappointing that somebody would vandalize our gingerbread house, which is standing right behind us. Fortunately, this year, it wasn't nearly as bad as what we had last year. And we're not going to let it ruin our holiday spirits out here.
Schmidt says that the recent installation of a new camera system will help keep people accountable for any criminal activity there. He says the display has still been busy this week with families looking to safely get into the holiday spirit. Wisconsin is reporting a significant drop in new coronavirus cases, which is pretty common for Sundays. DHS and county dashboards show an increase of nearly 2,600 infections. That's down from more than 4,100 new cases yesterday. 13 more people have died, while 59,000 of the state's 412,000 all-time cases remain active. Rudy Giuliani has reportedly been hospitalized due to COVID-19. President Trump tweeted the news this afternoon, saying his personal attorney has tested positive for the virus. The former New York City mayor was seen at Georgia's state capitol on Thursday, taking selfies and hugging people. The 76-year-old is considered at a higher risk for serious complications of COVID-19 due to his age. It's unclear when Giuliani first tested positive. As California hospitals fill up, most residents face strict new coronavirus rules that go into effect at midnight tonight. The restrictions will last for at least 3 weeks. It comes as a former FDA commissioner says things will get a lot worse. CBS News' Nancy Chen has more.
Under the massive stay-at-home order in California, gathering with anyone besides household members will be forbidden, and countless businesses will be closed or reduced in capacity. The restrictions starting at midnight affect the Bay Area, including San Francisco, where officials decided to preemptively impose their own shutdown. Central California and Southern California, including Los Angeles and San Diego. Former FDA Commissioner Scott Gottlieb warns the nationwide surge in cases and deaths may not peak until January.
I think by the end of the year, we'll be at probably about 300,000 deaths, and by the end of January, we could be pushing 400,000 deaths.
Pfizer's vaccine is set to be reviewed for emergency use on Thursday, and Moderna's the following week.
By the second quarter of next year, we'll have enough vaccine for every American that wants it.
On Friday, President-elect Joe Biden expressed concern about the Trump administration's vaccine strategy.
But there is no detailed plan, that we've seen anyway, as to how you get the vaccine out of a container into an injection syringe into somebody's arm.
Health and Human Services Secretary Alex Azar fired back on Sunday.
With all respect, that's just nonsense. We have comprehensive plans from the CDC, working with 64 public health jurisdictions across the country.
Operation Warp Speed Chief Advisor Dr. Moncef Slaoui says he's confident the vaccines are safe.
There are no serious adverse events associated with these vaccines to the best of our understanding and assessment into the trial period.
Slaoui says there hasn't been enough time yet to study how long the vaccine works. Nancy Chen, CBS News, New York.
Confirmed coronavirus cases in the U.S. have now surpassed 14.5 million. Johns Hopkins reports there were more than 1 million new cases over just the first 5 days of February. The mother of Kyle Rittenhouse says she stands by her son during his ongoing court battle. Our news partners at WISN spoke with Wendy Rittenhouse, who insists her son went to Kenosha during unrest sparked by the police shooting of Jacob Blake to help police.
He was there to help people. You know, he went there, he spent the night at a friend's house the night before. They went and cleaned graffiti up, you know. He was always about helping people.
Rittenhouse is currently out on $2 million bail. The 17-year-old was ordered last week to stand trial in the fatal shooting of 2 men and wounding another. If convicted, he could spend the rest of his life in prison. President Trump spoke last night in Georgia at a rally for the state's Republican Senate candidates. During his speech, the president falsely claimed he won both Wisconsin and Georgia, states that have certified President-elect Joe Biden as the winner after recounts. Today, Georgia's Republican Lieutenant Governor told CNN he believes the election was fair and that Trump's doubt is not helping the party's cause.
As the Lieutenant Governor and as a Georgian, I'm proud that we're able to look up after 3 recounts and watch and be able to see that this election was fair. Was it perfect? Absolutely not. I don't know if any election was perfect in the history of this country, but certainly it's only been nominal changes since we've had 3 recounts.
Republican incumbent Senator Kelly Loeffler and Democrat Reverend Raphael Warnock participated in a debate tonight. In the other race, GOP incumbent Senator David Perdue declined the invitation to debate his opponent, Jon Ossoff. The runoffs will determine balance of power in the Senate. They're scheduled for January 5th. Still ahead on News 3 Now, Dana has your first one forecast. Plus, the pandemic continues to take a toll on the local arts community. How the Overture Center is coping entering 2021.
When I grow up, I want to be an expert in something. I want to know what it would be like to make a difference. I want to be a part of something bigger, to help people, to change lives. When I grow up, I want to show the world that anything is possible. But now I know that making a difference doesn't take much.
It just takes me. Join our team. Unity Point Health Meritor, a partner of UW Health. Know how much you matter to this world.
Spread holiday cheer and save more than ever at the Century House. Right now, give $50 or more to charity and get $400 off stressless Mayfair recliners in all Paloma leather colors and $300 off most other stressless recliners. Plus, save hundreds more with $200 off every sofa seat you buy. 'Tis the season to give a little and save big on stressless furniture. Shop the Century House, 3420 University Avenue in Madison.
Arby's, 2 for $6 every day. Chicken, beef, gyros. 2 of those things for just $6. Arby's, we have the meats.
Is your credit score getting in the way of things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit help you borrow up to $10,000. So check your eligibility on netcredit.com today without affecting your credit score. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
Welcome to Toyotathon.
Hey.
Ready for a great deal?
You know it.
With savings on Camry, RAV4, Highlander, and more, it really is the most magical time of the year. Can you pretend you didn't see this?
But I'm seeing it.
Right now, during Toyotathon, you can get $1,500 customer cash on a spacious new 2021 Highlander Hybrid. Visit Toyota.com to learn more.
You never know what you'll find at Toyotathon. Come in today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Family traditions mean a lot to us Wisconsinites, especially this time of year. And as we come together to celebrate the holidays, we're reminded of another tradition. Planning your family's future with EdVest, Wisconsin's 529 college savings plan. The end of the year marks the perfect time to review your higher education savings goals, make a contribution, and prepare for a 2020 state tax deduction. So as you turn the calendar ahead to next year, you can feel proud you're planning a promising future for your family with EdVest.
Monday morning, you've heard about paying it forward. What about cooking it forward?
We'll tell you about the idea cooked up by area chefs to feed people in need in our Making a Difference Monday story. We'll see you from 4:30 to 7.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
One of Madison's newest nonprofits is helping local restaurants cook, package, and deliver fresh meals to people in need. It's called Cook It Forward. The nonprofit started in June as a partnership between local restaurants. It's delivered 50,000 meals to people in need and helped retain workers at 14 Madison restaurants. You can watch News 3 Now this morning tomorrow to meet one of the chefs behind this program. The pandemic is throwing a wrench in a lot of people's plans, and one community staple is being forced to change its tune. The Madison Symphony Orchestra is extending its postponement of all concerts and events through next May. It's leaving many local artists and musicians vulnerable and totally out of work, but there's been an influx of support from the local community.
It's heartwarming, actually, and very encouraging to us because the response has been so immediate and actually emotional.
Although you may not be able to see them in person, you could still listen to their music. The orchestra plans to produce small performances made free to the public this spring. Directors say they want to provide a gift to give back to the community.
Madison is a strong community. When we come out of this, at the other end of the pipeline, we're all going to be together making great music for our community again, and we're looking forward to wonderful days ahead.
The orchestra's annual Christmas concert will also be adapted to be virtual. You can register for the free concert at madisonsymphony.org. The state of Wisconsin is handing out $15 million in coronavirus relief to one industry in particular that's been hit hard by coronavirus. Adam Duxter explains how a local performing arts center in Madison is trying to make it through.
When Wisconsin's Safer at Home orders first went into place back in March, the Overture Center was just hours away from opening its doors for a sold-out performance of Wicked. Now, nearly 9 months later, they know they've still got a long ways to go before things can get back to normal.
It might be hard to believe, but it was less than a year ago that the hit musical Hamilton came to Madison's Overture Center, bringing with it 53,000 fans and $7.5 million in ticket sales. But since the beginning of the global pandemic, the theater has stayed empty.
Obviously, we immediately took cost control measures.
VP of Development Emily Greenwald says even then, though, they had no idea what was to come.
We're working with about 28% of our original staff right now. Our expenses are around 35% of what they were.
And more than $12 million in lost revenue.
We were lucky that we had reserves that are helping us to get through this time. But again, as you put that time frame further and further into 2021, it becomes a little bit more challenging to see exactly how we're going to make it back.
Since then, the Overture Center has launched an online fundraising campaign with a goal of raising $1.5 million. And last week, the Overture and several other performing arts centers in Madison got a share of $15 million in COVID relief money. And while Greenwald says that's not a long-term solution, she's hopeful it can be one thing that helps the Overture Center survive until doors can open again.
It's really a combination of cost savings and donations and digital programming and whatever you can do in that space to keep your company alive.
In Madison, Adam Duxter, News 3 Now.
Grunwald says the Overture Center brings in more than $20 million annually to the downtown economy. For more on their online fundraising effort, you can visit our website, channel3000.com. SpaceX has launched a newer, bigger version of its Dragon supply ship to the International Space Station. Liftoff was this morning in Cape Canaveral. It marks the first time the company has 2 capsules in orbit at the same time. Let's get a look at your first warned weather with Dana Fulton.
Mostly cloudy skies for us tonight, and we did see a few flurries swirling around earlier. By tomorrow, though, we're going to be back to some sunshine. Sunny skies expected for Monday afternoon. That's how it stays for the start of the week. It brings us mild temperatures. Tomorrow will be in the upper 30s again, but by the middle of the week, plan on highs near 50 degrees. By the end of the week and into next weekend, though, there is going to be the chance for some rain and maybe even light snow mixing in. Not expecting it to lead to much accumulation, but something that we're certainly going to keep an eye on. Overnight, we're still mostly cloudy, so temperatures only dropping a few more degrees, really holding steady in the upper 20s for our overnight lows. Tomorrow, we will be sunny with high temperatures close to 40. Tuesday, we're back in the 20s early in the day, and then in the afternoon, as our breeze starts to come in from the northwest, we're expecting those high temperatures to be in the low 40s. Now, overall, our temperature trend as we look at the 6 to 10 day outlook, likely that we will be trending above average. That really lines up with the warmer air that we're expecting to see building in for the end of the week and looking into next week also. Those temperatures just climbing for us. Our precipitation trend, likely that we will see a little more moisture, and that's what's coming up for this weekend. We will be seeing a bit of above average trend for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and pleasant outside. Highs will be close to 40 degrees. Again, this time of year, we're usually closer to about 33. So seeing 40, it's a little mild outside. We're near 40 for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We hop up quite a bit in the mid to upper 40s, and that's where we stay for Thursday. The system that develops early Friday morning, likely mostly rain, as those high temperatures on Friday will be in the 40s, but it could mix with or transition to some snow at night when temps get close to freezing. And something we'll be keeping an eye on, Amanda, because temperatures are really going to play a big part in that system.
Okay, well, it's hard to complain about the 40s in December. You know, it's nice, but
Exactly.
I think some people want a little bit of snow.
A little bit of snow, and if we could avoid the wind along with that and just keep it pretty comfortable and not windy, that'd be great.
It would. Thank you so much, Dana. And still to come on News 3 Now, it was a good day for some former Badgers in the NFL who found the end zone and who earned their first win as a head coach. That's next in Sports with Zach.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Get genuine value on gifts for Christmas during Blaine's Farm and Fleet's huge gift sale going on now. Shop amazing deals store-wide on great gifts for everyone on your list. For the chef, this Cuisinart cookware set is $30 off. For the car enthusiast, this garage floor jack is on sale, $129.99. Give the gift of winter readiness with $200 off this Cub Cadet snow thrower. And a Blaine's Farm and Fleet gift card is always the perfect gift. Plus, buy online and pick up your items in our convenient drive-thru. You don't even need to get out of your car.
Wild thing.
You know what I think? I think you owe us $48.50. Wild thing.
If you ride, you get it. Geico Motorcycle. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
There's always a way to make joy, America. So it's time to get to it. And with the Ford Built for the Holidays sales event, we're here to help. By offering $1,000 in trade assist cash on a new Ford F-150 or Ranger. That's on top of what your eligible trade is worth. Plus, get 90 days payment deferment, too. Because this season will be as bright as ever. We're making sure of it. Ford, built for the holidays.
When you put money in a big bank, there it goes. But when you keep your money at Associated Bank, it gets invested close to home. It might become this family's renovation or help this little one's college fund. It could build local business or your favorite neighborhood spot. Because when you bank with Associated Bank, your money works in your community. All you have to do is make a simple choice. Send your money there or keep it here. Associated Bank. Your money works here.
Seeing the joy that people feel when they share a meal with family and friends, that's why we do this. The laughter of kids around the table, the thrill of families driving through for a treat, the delight of not having to cook, and instead letting us safely serve you. It all comes back to taking care of each other. And for that, we'll be here with your favorites, and always a smile.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me.
I solemnly swear that I will support the veterans of the
United States Armed Forces.
I will defend the Constitution
against all enemies. That I will commit
to ensuring they are
not forgotten.
And I will enable veterans to live the same life of opportunity
they have provided me. So help me God.
Six quarterbacks in NFL history have thrown for 400 career touchdown passes, and Aaron Rodgers was 3 TDs away from joining the club with Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Dan Marino, Brett Favre, and Phillip Rivers. Except he'd be the new leader as the one who did it the fastest. Jump to the second, Green Bay up 7-3, and A-Raj chucks it deep to a wide-open Robert Tonyan for the touchdown pass. number 399. So now everybody knows he's one away, and it's fitting. It's Davante Adams who scores the record breaker. Career TD pass number 400 came at game number 193 for Rodgers. That's 12 games faster than Drew Brees did it. Packers get the win, and Rodgers gets the record. And more importantly, thanks to Adams, gets to finally keep the milestone football.
I made everybody on the team aware who's a pass catcher. I said, if you whoever catches the third touchdown today, don't throw the ball, don't, keep that ball, because I don't think Aaron has any of his, his century mark touchdown passes. And then to be able to get 400, man, it's awesome. It's a lot of touchdowns to throw.
This will be the first out of those that will actually probably get the ball, as long as I can find it. Some Red Batty's back closet somewhere.
It was a big day for former Badgers in the NFL. Remember when Darrell Bevell played QB at Camp Randall? Well, he made his head coaching debut with the Lions and earned his first win thanks to plays like this from Quintez Cephas. The 5th-round pick snagged his first NFL touchdown to help the Lions beat the Bears. Speaking of tutties, Jonathan Taylor found the end zone for the first time in 3 weeks thanks to a 39-yard screen pass. Taylor also rushed for 91 yards in the Colts win over the Texans. And Joe Schobert, well, he plays defense, but Kirk Cousins threw it right at him. And the Waukesha native went 43 yards the other way for the pick six. The Jags, though, would lose their 11th straight game. Wisconsin is coming off their second straight loss, but there's no time to dwell. They've got a big one coming up with some hardware up for grabs. It's Iowa week, and the Heartland Trophy's on the line. The Badgers have beaten the Hawks 7 out of the last 8 times they've played, including 4 in a row and 5 straight at Kinnick Stadium. And they have no plans on leaving the Bull in Iowa City on Saturday.
It's Iowa week. You got to bring everything you got, or else you're not going to come out with a win. And I think a lot of the guys on this team know that. And for those who don't, they'll find out this week.
We got to battle back. We have a rivalry game next week, and we want to keep the pig here, and that's got to be our motivation. And knowing that our games are numbered, we want to end the season the right way, and just need to battle right back and keep the trophy here.
Amanda, I'm pretty sure the Bull doesn't want to hire a moving company and sign a new lease.
Wants to stay.
So, yeah, it definitely wants to stay here.
Likes Madison, likes the view of the Capitol.
That's
just comfortable
exactly
here.
right.
There we go. All right. Thank you so much, Zach. We'll be right back.